Hey, Homestead Prepper. I want to introduce you guys to my DIY homemade micro mini barbecue smoker. Now, there's a couple reasons I went with a smaller smoker here, and one of those reasons is I figured if the crap were to hit the fan and I were to run out of fuel for my chainsaw, I could just use a handsaw to get what I need to put in this firebox. This is just a propane tank like that one right there. If y'all saw the video on that, nothing really special to it. Yeah, it looks wet in there because I rinsed it out. So I'm gonna be able to get fuel for that easily. Also, you know, if I'm just cooking for me and my wife or a couple people, that's going to do it right there. And plus, like I said, I'm not going to have to use a lot of fuel. Another reason I went with this, and the main reason was a smaller one, is because I was given an air compressor, and this is the size of the tank. The air compressor, the reed valves in it were shot, and the motor was shot, so I just decided to turn it into this grill. Now, I've already cooked some ribs and some hamburgers and stuff on it, and it does really well, and it doesn't use very much fuel at all. Just, you know, a couple twigs and stuff, and once you get it going, it stays hot. I'm going to try something a little different on this, and we're going to try and bake some bread. And I've been letting that rise for a couple hours. I'm going to take that out of there. I'm going to get the fire going. I'll put that in there and we'll see if we can bake it. I was up in North Georgia a while back, and me and my wife stopped in a place. They were selling smokers like this, but they were electric and they ran off of pellets. And of course they were really high priced, or low on my price range. But they were baking cookies on them. So I'm going to try and bake some bread. So let's get this thing fired up and let's see what it'll do. I've got tons and tons of burnable stuff. Those palm fronds make excellent tinder if you happen to be around stuff. And I've just got all kinds of stuff that could be easily cut up and made to run that grill right there. Okay guys, this is just some sticks I pulled out of my yard. There's all kinds of stuff around that's dead. I'm recommending, this is just my recommendation, if you don't have one of these already, I suggest you get a couple of them. This was bought at a flea market for probably about $3. I don't think it'd ever been used. It's still sharp, it still cuts, it's a little rusty. This was bought at Harbor Freight. The little things fell out of it, I had to put toggle bolts in there. Anyway, it works, and it was very inexpensive. You can also get a low-cost axe for splitting smaller wood like this. So I broke all that stuff, you know, over my knee or whatever. This larger stuff, I'm going to have to cut it with this. So let's try the Harbor Freight saw. Anyway, y'all got the idea, and it's a lot more quiet than a chainsaw. Now, I've already got some wood ready to go over here. This was some stuff I cut up by hand and split with that small axe, so I've got more than enough fuel here to do a couple meals. So let's get that thing started and see if we can start baking some bread. Alright, that is all palmetto stuff. I'm just going to add those little twigs there once this gets going, and then I'll add in the larger pieces. Let's see if we can get this fire raging. Okay guys, what I've been doing is just, you know, getting the fire going and putting the little sticks on top of the kindling, and then put the bigger ones, and then once it gets going, just jam the firebox full. So when it stops smoking, that's when I'm going to put the bread on. So let's get this closed. We'll get this other thing over here closed. Let that get nice and hot. Okay, I've let that cook down to the coals. I've got my bread here. I'm going to put this in here. I have no way to tell what temperature it is, so we're just going to put it right there. And we'll see what time it is. According to my watch, it says it's 2:45. We'll close this and we'll wait till it gets golden brown. I don't have a thermometer up there. I know people have been cooking bread for thousands of years and they never had thermometers. So we're going to try it the old-fashioned way here. See how it turns out. Okay, after about 5 minutes, I had to turn around and started getting a little too hot on that side. It needs to get a little more golden brown, so I guess it's been about 10 minutes. So we're going to let it go another 5. Well, it's been about 15 minutes. Let's take a look at it. And it's actually looking pretty good. I think the directions said it's supposed to bake in the oven for like 30 or 35 minutes. Of course, this may be a lot hotter than an oven. I don't know, but it's looking good. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, Mrs. Homestead Prepper, we baked this for about, I guess it was about 17 minutes. I kind of got a little...
On an open fire?
No, it's on that smoker. I think if I had it to do over again, I would let the fire cook down a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
You want to cut it open?
Yeah, let's try that. Did you grease the sides?
You know what? I didn't
anything?
think about that until after.
Yeah.
This is my first loaf of bread that I've ever baked here. Other than that Cuban bread that we tried to bake some years ago. I guess that was about, what, 7 years ago? 8 years ago? I guess I should have got you to supervise.
I would have done better if you slightly greased it, but I think it's going to come out all right.
I'm sorry.
Just needs to... I mean, bread. How do you mess up hot bread?
Well, if it can be messed up, I can mess it up.
No, I'm sure it's going to taste good no matter what. Just trying to loosen it.
Now, are you supposed to dump that out and let it cool, or can you eat it just like that?
No, you eat bread hot.
I hope it turns out at least as good as some Wonder Bread.
Okay. Just gonna let me lift it up or not? I think it'll come out prettier next time if you
If I grease the
grease
pan
the
well.
pan a little bit. Just slightly. That's okay.
That's clean.
Okay.
Well, my question is it done?
Well,
Oh, it sure smells good.
oh, it's very fluffy and light. Not quite done on the bottom.
So it needs
So
to
next
be...
time you should probably
Can I go out there and cook it some more like that?
no.
No? Just cut it off?
Yeah, it was cooked at too high a temperature.
Oh, I should let
Cook it
that cool
too-
off a little
yeah.
bit more out there.
So, you gonna try some butter on it?
Yeah, let's try a piece. Well, part of it's good.
See what it tastes like.
Yum, yum. I guess I'll go first. Just have to spit it out.
Mmm.
Well, it tastes pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes excellent.
A bit undercooked, but still. Has good taste.
Well, I was worried about burning that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've never cooked any. I guess we'll have to try another loaf.
Well, two ways you could do is put aluminum foil over the top of it, and that'll help retard the browning.
Really? Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll have to try another loaf.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mrs. HSP.
Mm-hmm.